Let's take a look at Palantir. I looked at it earlier today. And probably what they're saying is, well, wouldn't it be a sell if it gets up here? Consider it this way. If you draw patterns, you might recognize this. I don't draw patterns. I hate drawing patterns. But if you are a pattern type person, this may look like what is called a cup and handle. Cup, handle. And Mark Minervini loves this type of setup. Oh my gosh, does he love this type of setup. If it breaks over this area right here, watch out. Now, am I saying that's going to? I don't know. Does it fit my trading plan today? It might. But as of here, right now, this is a very common chart pattern that is so obvious, even I can see it. And I don't do chart patterns. You see it now, the more I draw on it, the easier it gets to see, right? I don't do chart patterns. I do data. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. But getting to this area does not necessarily constitute sell. Some people think that. I used to think that. In fact, I remember one time, this was the old way that I traded before I actually made money. I forget what stock it was, but it was hitting new all-time highs. And I remember specifically thinking, oh, I can't buy it here. It's hitting new all-time highs. That's stupid. Moving on. And of course, that was the stock that continued on forever and ever. Now, why are all-time highs bullish? Because everybody who owns the stock, think of it this way, everybody who owns the stock in Palantir, except for the people who bought it for about $1 above where it is right now, everybody who owns the stock in Palantir is happy. Everybody who owns Palantir stock at any point in the future, except for this $1 at the top, is profitable. They are so stoked. They don't want to sell because they're happy as could be, happy as clams. So, all-time highs are certainly bullish. Don't be afraid of all-time highs. Not at all. Sean says, hello, Outliers. Hello, Sean. Hello, Graham. Hello, KS Fresh. When you search for something and you find what you're looking for, that's a great feeling. That's how I felt when you showed up, dude. That's how I felt when you got here, KS Fresh. What's up, Joe? Go team, Stocky Locky. What's up? Good evening, you lovely lot. I agree. Luke says, quick question about ATR. C&Q is lit up and my ATR says 0.15. Do you do half ATR from that? 0.75 stock bought price. So is C&Q like a 15-cent stock? Oh, it's 43 cents. No. Did I C&Q? This is C&Q. My ATR says 0.15. I don't know why your ATR says 0.15 because it's showing around 1.4 right now, 1.38 right now. So to finish out that question, you do a half ATR from that stock brought price? I'm really not sure. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'll put this on the chart for you so you can see. And this is so easy. Bullish ATR levels. Bam. So that would be your opening price. This is half of an ATR down. So if it's $1.39 right now, that's half that down. Here's 139 up. Here's another 139 up from that point. That's what that would look like. Sorry, I don't understand the question. Sometimes it is not the easiest to communicate by YouTube chat, and I understand. So no stress. Danny, what's up? Stumpy's here. Megatroy, good evening. Have me checking if I hit the right event. Good afternoon, Outliers. Good to see you, Bender. David, how's it going? Hopecast, Bluefin Trader. That's Jean-Louis. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Pete says, Hood was the only one on Friday I took, but it did really good. Already crossed 50% profit, which was basically my goal. Now, Pete, let me ask you this. Was your goal an outcome-based goal or a process-based goal? Because if it were an outcome-based goal, I would say, no, sir. No, sir. If it is a process-based goal, meaning X, Y, and Z has to happen and then I'll get out, then yeah, for sure. But if your outcome-based goal is, I'm going to get out when it hits 50%, what if it never hits that 50%? An outcome-based goal can never be hit, potentially. And if it's never hit, do you hold it forever? I would venture to say no. I would venture to say that is a very dangerous thing to do. So we have so much to do today. If I have not had a chance to say hi yet, I want you to know I am super, super stoked that you're here. I want to help you make as much money as physically possible. I want to help you save time, make money, and start winning with less risk. And in order to do that, I'm going to have to move and start talking about what's going on today. So, welcome to the Outlier Trading Room. My name is Christopher Ewell. I've twice been awarded the top 100 people in finance. I was mentored by 5 of the market wizards, the best traders of all time. I've been successfully trading since 2009, and this is where outliers like us save time, make money, and start winning with less risk together as a team. So go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. And guess what tomorrow is? Do you know what tomorrow is? I know what tomorrow is, and so do you.
Are you ready? Let's go!
Respect is earned. Respect is never given.
That's right. Tomorrow starts Outlier University. Oh, yes. Let's go. I am so stoked about Outlier University, and I hope you are too. So in Outlier University, I'm going to be going over everything for 9 weeks that I could possibly teach you about trading. And we have a group of 9 gentlemen in the alpha class who are going to be learning live here with us. Now, in fact, I'm meeting with them directly after this to confirm everybody's equipment is working. So tomorrow we can make this happen. Now, this is not going to be lectures. I can do lectures all day by myself. No. This is going to be more of the Socratic method, where I'm asking them questions and having them provide the answers, right? Now, the reason I want to do that is they are going to learn more, you're going to learn more, and this is going to be a better, way more cohesive curriculum than I could ever come up with on my own. And the best part about it is free. It's not just free for those 9 gentlemen who will be here with me. It is not just free if you are an Outlier subscriber. It is free for everybody forever on YouTube. I am so stoked about this. Now, you'll notice over in our Discord, we actually did so. Oh, who posted this? Mr. T-Rex. Look at this, Mr. T-Rex. Let's go. How's a surprise? Good to see you there, Mr. T-Rex. We created a brand new channel over here called Outlier U Alpha Chat. Now, in the Outlier U Alpha Chat, you'll notice a couple things. First, the members of the first Outlier Alpha group are colored red. You'll see them from now on having that distinction, right? We want to showcase who is in Outlier U, like Ozzy Ian, like, let's see who else. If I just scroll for a minute, Deep Thought, right? We want to showcase who is in Outlier University. Now, in Outlier University Alpha Chat, this is my private message group to them. However, you get to read it too. You'll be able to read everything. Now, the reason that I wanted to do it this way is because they're going to have questions. I'm going to have answers, and you're going to have the opportunity to learn from this. Okay? I am not a huge believer in paywalls. In fact, paywalls irritate me. But what I am a huge believer in is helping, is giving back. I mean, like imagine if Tiger Woods was able to give all of his Tiger Woodsery in golf to you through the internet. That's kind of what I'm trying to do here for you, right? Imagine if Henry Ford had the internet and he was able to communicate to other people, hey, this is what an assembly line is. This is how to grow a business. This is how to completely upend all industry in general and be one of the most impactful human beings of all time. That'd be pretty sick, right? That's what we're trying to do here. And I'm not trying to overstate this. I really feel that what we're doing here in Outlier University is going to change the world. And you get to participate, and you get to learn, and you get to do this 100% free. 100. And you know what? If it's not good enough, I'll give you a full refund. If you don't like it, if it's not working for you, trust me, I'll give you a full refund any day of the week. So, over in our Discord, like I say, be sure that you're following along in the Outlier U Alpha Chat. You won't be able to post, but you will be able to learn from that. So I'm super stoked about that. So that's normally where I would talk about our share your stories in the Discord. But the first rule of Outlier is you tell everybody about Outlier. And of course, you hit the like button as well. Now, let's get to trading. Full refund, I know. Full refund, right. Randy, you can have a full refund if this YouTube video doesn't work for you. Turtle Chris says, I knew there was a catch. The catch is, I just want you to make as much money as possible. How's that sound? Right. So what is Outlier and how does it work? Well, old Uncle Warren used to say, be fearful when others are greedy, greedy when others are fearful. And Outlier shows you if investors are acting irrationally fearful or greedy and by how much, allowing you to get in the stock before the outlier move happens. Now, if you're ready to save time, make money, and start winning with less risk, head on over to outlier.com, pick up the annual pass for just 82 cents a day. Or if you're on the monthly plan, click the save 64% button to save 64% off the regular monthly price, because it is totally worth it. Now, my style of trading is called the golden ticket trading strategy. At first, we need to figure out, what is the market telling us, right? And we do that with my new patented, it's not patented yet, but I need it to be patented so some a-hole doesn't come along and he's like, no, Outlier 9 is mine. You can't say Outlier 9 because you can't say only price pays, because that is my trademark. Shut up. Shut up. That is an industry saying. I don't know how anybody could potentially claim that something like only price pays is only their word. Give me a freaking break. Anyway, it starts with the market. We're going to let the market tell us which direction it's going by looking at the trend of the market. Now, when we look at the trend of the market, we want to see the 10 over the 20, price over the 50. So we go to the SPY, and we go here, and we see the 10 is over the 20, price is over the 50, with a giant move up today, a 3.13% gain, 3.12% gain right now. Huge gap up today. That is exciting. And this is definitely following the thesis that I've been telling you guys for weeks. I've been telling y'all for weeks that this was coming. Boom, here we go. Now, a couple positive things as well. We have an order block down below here. So even if it does pull back, there's a good amount of support right here, which is really exciting. Next, we look at market breadth. Now, market breadth actually was the greatest thing on Friday, because I absolutely missed that market breadth had crossed over, because it crossed so high that I missed it. Let me show you what I mean. If we zoom in here, market breadth went up, contracted, pulled back down, crossed under, and then crossed right back over. I did not see it until Albertone in our Discord showed it to me. And I was like, holy cow, you were totally right. So we do have a bullish crossover here today. Now, what is market breadth measuring? Market breadth is measuring how many stocks have buy signals. Today, we have 94 new stocks with buy signals, but we have 105 stocks with sell signals. Because we have a little bit more on the bear list than the bull list, the actual value is slightly lower. So it's 69.26 on Friday. Today it's 68.40 or 74, meaning that 68% of the stocks we cover have a bullish breadth to them. Or I'm sorry, 68% of the stocks we cover have a buy signal. That's what I meant to say. Now, last time that we saw this happen, we saw a peak up and then it contracted. When it contracts over 75%, it went up and up and up, peaked at 80, pulled back to 78. That was an exit signal to me. And I said, I want to wait for this cycle to play itself out again. I didn't realize it'd be that quick, but now the cycle has reset, but it is not over 75% yet. My rule is once it gets over 75 and then comes down, that's when I stop putting on new trades. Not when I close them, but when I stop putting on new trades. Now, if both the sector and the market turn negative, that's when I close trades for that sector. So let's dive into the sectors now, because several of these are still really high, right? You've got on the 10 EMA crossovers here, you've got the tech sector, financials, industrials, discretionary, and energy. All of these sectors are still bullish because they haven't crossed down yet. However, for me, in the way that I trade, you can see financials, for example, was at 83.92%, and that's down 75 basis points from what it was on Friday. So that is this signal here to halt putting on new trades until it runs its course again on the financial sector. So I won't be putting on any new trades in the financials. Same with industrials. Peaked and it's coming back down. Same with discretionary. Peaked and it's coming back down. Energy, however, still pushing higher. Technology, however, still pushing higher. Dude, I'm telling you, having all these is so handy, because I used to have to do this one by one by one by one. Now it's just all right there. So this makes it so much easier. So if I were to put on new trades, I would only be looking at the technology sector and the energy sector, no other sectors. So before putting on a new trade, I always look to reduce risk. So looking at this, we know our trend is bullish. The SPY signal, I didn't cover that yet. Let's cover it real quick. The SPY still has a buy signal. That makes it easy right there. A buy signal on the SPY. And the breadth is still bullish. It has not crossed under yet, and it's not over 75 with a slight pullback. Okay. So before putting on new trades, this is so important. Before you add risk to the market, you need to reduce risk. Reduce risk before adding new trades. I'm telling you right now, do not ever start putting on new trades if you haven't already reduced risk. Now, how do we go reduce risk? Well, we need to look at our profit targets, right? Not necessarily our profit targets. We need to look at our exit plan. That's what we need to look at. Exit plan is the word I was looking for. So we're going to start. I have 4 trades on right now. We'll start with DataDog. The DataDog is printing me some money. DataDog looks tremendous. But here, we're going to go through it step by step. It's not below the 10 EMA. It's not below a half ATR from entry. That's here and here, right? So if we move this up, that would be the point where I get stopped out. That's not there. It's up here. Next, are there any outlier blocks in the way, and has the outlier heat map stalled? No outlier blocks up here for a while until 127. So we got plenty of room up there. Now let's look at DataDog in Outlier. Oh, this is a great question. How do we balance position size between accounts, Roth, IRA, investment? Well, first off, that's up to you. I'm not your mama. I can't tell you what to do. But the way that I do it is I get my position size and then I put on trades. Right? I mean, if you have, let's say you have 3 different accounts. Treat each account as if it were its own, right? Not necessarily that, let's say you had $100,000 spread across 3 accounts. I wouldn't treat it as if they were equal, because on some of them, you don't need the same position size as others. I would say if you have 50 one account and 25 and 25 in the other 2 accounts, base your position size on the size of each of those accounts. That's what I would do. And I'm not your daddy either. That's right. But I am not Nacho Libre. I'm in better shape than that guy. But he's Steve now. Okay, so we're looking at DataDog here. Still has a buy signal. Sector's still looking good. The breadth sector fear and greed is going up still. The breadth we talked about earlier has peaked, so I'm not putting anything else on. Oh, no. This is the tech sector. It is slightly higher in the tech sector. The fear and greed for DataDog itself went from 47. Now it's up at 49, so that's continuing to move up. My exit plan is once it hits 63 to exit if I don't get exited elsewise. If I don't get out elsewise. Now, I do want to roll this. I do want to roll the DataDog. Now, you may have never seen a roll before. I'm telling you, this is the coolest thing ever to be done in the history of trading options. So this is a very advanced technique. And it may not make sense to you, but I'm going to do it because this is what I do. And if you have questions, please feel free to put them in the chat. I may not see them as we go, but I'm going to try and help you out as best I can. So rolling an option at each profitable ATR. So I got in at 107.85. It's up at 112.73 right now. My 1 ATR was at 112.09. So it's greater than 1 ATR from entry. Can I roll up for a credit? So let's go to the option chain. I know I can, but we're going to do it together. So DataDog. I am currently in the, where am I in? May 23rd, 100s. So May 23rd, 100s. Now, generally, I like 21 days to expiration, but this is fine right now at 11. I will absolutely 1000% be out of this strike or out of this expiration cycle by the end of the week. No doubt about it. But since we're here, I can stay here. No stress on that. Now, if I'm on the 100 strike, I purchased it at 885. It's currently trading at 1307. So I'm up how much on this trade? I'm up about 47% on this trade right now. Pretty sick. Pretty sick. What to do when you're at 47%? When you roll it up, it does a handful of things. You can take partial profits off the table now. You don't have to stress. Oh, I have all these open profits. That's okay. Take partial profits now. It frees up capital now, meaning you have more capital to trade with, reducing risk. And it keeps the trade alive. So cool. So stinking cool. So I mentioned this in the Discord earlier. I went and priced out everything. And I really try and keep you guys up to date in what I'm going to do. So if you go to the Outlier Trading Room, you'll see my notes that I put in here. DataDog rolling from the 100 to the 106s. So May 23rd, rolling up from the 100 to the 106. Now, why did I pick the 106? sell to close the 100, buy to open the 106 in the same cycle, in the same order. So why the 106? Let's look. Well, I like 250 plus open interest, and that's about the only one with anywhere close to that kind of open interest. So it'd be right here, which is the 106. Now, extrinsic value, 108 on 775 is how much? 108 divided by 775, 13%. That's great because my liquidity standards aren't changing. My liquidity standards aren't changing. 250 plus open interest, less than 50 cent bid-ask spread, and around 20% in extrinsic value gets me at the 80 delta, which ironically is exactly where the 106 is at. So this is what I'm gonna do right now. So I'm gonna go to my other screen in the business account. I'm going to sell to close the full position of the 100 strikes, buy to open the same number on the 106. See where I can get filled. So it's selling to close the 100s, buying to open the 106 in one order. Did that go through? Yeah, I got filled at 535. 535. Now, when you're doing this, right, we just took 535 per contract and put it back into our account to trade with. You have more money now in your account than you did just a minute ago. $535 per one lot. And we bought it for, what was it, 885? 885? Hang on just a moment here. Bought it for 885. So 885 minus 535 means we just took, we have only $350 of risk per one lot left. We took a trade that had $885 per unit per contract, 885. We just took $535 off per contract, leaving us the total risk in this trade of 350, meaning 350 divided by 885, meaning, hang on, divided by 885, hang on, 350 divided by 885, meaning we have 40% of the risk that we used to have. We just took off 60% of the risk on this trade. How cool is that? And the trade stays on. And the trade stays alive. How cool is that? Now, like I said, we have a lot to do today, so I need to run a little bit faster. So let's go onto the chart real quick, because we just rolled to at 112.66 and just to green. Say rolled 112.66. Now I need a half ATR below that point. Roll at 112.66. Half ATR below that point is what? Here. So then I move this up. So that is my new stop loss point. That is my new stop loss point. It's up there. Now, in theory, if it comes down, we've already guaranteed profits. We've already guaranteed profits because this will be our stop out point. Now, can it do this? Yes. But in theory, we have already locked in profits because the stop loss point is greater than the entry point where we got in. How cool is this? If this is cool, type the word roll in the chat. If you like this, type the word roll in the chat, because I'm telling you, once you understand this, this is a game changer. A game changer. So we are keeping DataDog on, but we just rolled it up. Let me go in the Discord and hang on real quick. Roll. Oh, I don't want to see that. I want in this particular, hang on. I want to be able to search for the last time that I rolled so I can just copy this over because I'm lazy and I don't want to have to search. I'll just do this. I'll just do it like this. So today is the 5/12/25, trade number 1 rolled. This was the DataDog. 5/23. 5/23. 100 calls up to the 106 strike for 535. There. Cool. Everybody's getting it. Very cool, very cool. Thank you guys for putting that in the chat that you understand what we're doing here. All right. Next, let's go to the next one. So we reduced risk. Do you see how we just reduced risk, right? I didn't add any new trades yet. I just took off $535 per contract and put it back in my account today. Thank you very much. I just reduced risk and I keep the trade alive. Let's go to the next one. The next one is, we'll do GM next because we need to roll GM as well. We're going to roll GM. Okay, great question, Ojas. At what point would you consider extended and not roll it, book profit and run? Well, I would consider only my exit signals. That would be my consideration. Only my exit signals. I don't consider anything. I don't trade based on any sort of gut feeling whatsoever. It is all 100% mechanical. It is all 100% already accounted for. All I have to do is follow the plan. I can drive to Dallas and Disney World because I got the map. I can open a trade and close the map, or close the trade because I got the map. Once you have your map, there's no question about it. Great question, though. All right, so GM. As I mentioned in the Discord, looking to roll from the 43s to the 47s because we already went up over 1 ATR right now. So let's go to GM. And we're in the May 30th 43s. So selling to close the 43s, buying to open the 47s. All right, so going from 43 to 47. Doing so will take in about $3.74 on the trade. We put the trade on for $4.75. So check this out, right? If we put the trade on for $4.75 and we roll it for $3.74, that means we have $101 left in risk in the trade. We don't have $4.75 in risk at all. We have $101, meaning we just took off how much? 101 divided by 4.75. We basically took off 80% of the risk of the trade. 80% of the risk of the trade we're going to roll off right now. And if we get to roll this again, we will then have a 1,000% free trade. Say, what? If we roll this again and we take another 470 or 375, we'll now be guaranteed profit. We can't lose ever. Nobody can take that away from us. If we get to roll it again, we'll have to see. So rolling up from the 43 to the 47s, I'm running out of time. I do need to go a little bit faster. Running up from the 43 to 47s for GM. Let me do that right now. And I'm rolling the entire thing, not just a little bit. There you go. May 30th, close the 43s, open the 47, right? Did I say that earlier? 46. Yeah. We got lots of open interest. 20 cents of extrinsic on 277 is perfect. No issues there. And that's around the 80 delta. Yeah. Okay. Full order, moving from the 43 to the 47. Let's see. Doing it filled. Hang on. 43, 47, 374. On my other three, it shows like 355. Let me see if I can get 374. No, I guess not. Okay. Let me move it down to 370, 370. Working. Okay. Maybe I need to go lower. Let's see. Place. Let's try 360, see if we get filled. Still not filled at 360. What am I missing here? From the 43 to the 47. This is part of the game, people. Let's try 355. Sometimes you got to give it. There we go. Now we're getting fills. 355. Okay. So I rolled it from the 43 to the 47 for 355. Let me put this in the chat. Trade number 2. Roll GM. This was the 530s. from the 43 up to the 47 for 355. Cool. Let's do the next one. Oh, actually, let's mark on the chart where we did it. This was at 49.33. 49.34 is fine. Rolled. And then let's move our half ATR up to here. Okay, done with that. Let's do the next one. Robin the Hood. Same thing. It's close enough. What is it like? It's a few cents off. I'm not really stressed on that. The point is that it's moved up quite a bit, so I'm going to take advantage of this right now. And that was rolling the 43s to the, or 48s to the 53s. So I'm in the '48 May 30th on Hood. May 30th and the 48s. So selling to close the 48s. And then moving down to the, did I say 53? Yeah. Now, because I'm talking through all this, it takes a bit of time. But if you know what you're doing, you can just do it. You know what I mean? You don't have to sit here and like express what you're doing, talk about what you're doing. So $1.41 on 580. What's that on extrinsic value? 141 divided by 580. 24%. I can live with that because it's plenty of open interest. If I go up one instead of 412, we'd be looking at 335. So if I go here and get 412, give or take, of value back into my account, and I'll take that. We'll gladly take that. So we're going to roll the hood. So full position from the 48 to the 53, same number of contracts. 48 to 53 on May 30th. And that just got filled. Fill price was 412. Okay, perfect. Now, I did see somebody asking about how to do this in the Discord. It's as one order. You can do it as two, but it's smoother, it's easier, it's faster as one order. 530? Yeah, 530. Move from the 48 to the 53. 48 to the 53. And I got filled at 412. Now, take a look here. All of these, 535, 355, 412. 5.35 plus 3.55 times plus 4.12. So I've taken in $13 of credit if I just had one lots. $13 of credit if I just had one lots. Clearly, I got a lot more than that. So I have now taken in, let's say, for example, on average, you had 50 contracts. Maybe you had 10, whatever. Take 1302 times 25, right? That's how much I just got back in my account, times 100. That's how much I just got back in my account, give or take, to trade with. That's not my actual numbers here. I'm just giving you some example of what it would look like. Now, I have less risk on the table. I have more money in my account, and I still have the trades on. How cool is that? How cool is that? Oh, yeah, for sure. Just on my other screen. I have multiple accounts. Some brokers let you roll the option. Does it all for you? Yeah. There is probably something to do that. I like to be able to pick my strike, make sure I have the right number of contracts as well, moving from one to the other. Good to go. Yeah, what black magic is this? I'm telling you guys, it's voodoo. It is straight voodoo. It's changed your life. This is so cool. This is so cool. Better than anything you've ever seen on YouTube for free. All right. Lastly, Etsy. Now, Etsy was up nicely earlier, has not held, and that's okay. So I don't have a reason to roll this one. It's not anywhere close. Like Robin the Hood was close. Etsy is not. Actually, let me put my where I rolled it at right here. Rolled. Then my half ATR point. Pull it up here. Cool. Oh, hang on. That didn't work like I wanted. Take this off. There we go. Awesome. Now, if it comes down to here, I'll get out, and that's okay. If it continues on, I'll get in and keep in until I get an exit signal, and that's okay too. So pretty sweet, pretty sweet. Lastly, let's go to Etsy. Let's go through our strategy here. Make sure that we know what we're going to do. Is the 10 EMA broken or the half ATR hit? 10 EMA is down here. Half ATR is hit. No. But I am going to move this up to there. Now it's trailing on that 10 EMA. So I have less risk in the trade. The 10 EMA is greater than the half ATR. So I'm moving that up. So we're going to write 10 EMA. All right, very cool. So 10 EMA is good to go. Shane says, Chris, I pissed my friend off showing him this works and he thought I was showing off. I'm just grateful. Might have gained capital and lost a friend. Dude, that's your job. That is your literal job. Shane, your job today from now on is to tell everybody you know about Outlier. If they are too prideful to listen, we can't help them. We can't help them. So back to this. Running into any order blocks on Etsy. I don't see anything out here. That's okay. Next, the Outlier heat map. Let's go look at Etsy's heat map. It is possible to put the auto stop loss there, but if it wicks through there, you're going to be pissed. If it wicks down and comes right back up, you're going to be hella pissed. It's happened to me so many times that I stopped doing that. So I only trade at the end of the day. No question about it. This is when I show up. This is when I do it. This is where I make my decisions. I'm not going to let the system make a decision for me. Okay. So looking at this, the fear and greed is going up. We want to see more greed, less fear. So we're good there. So the heat map did not stall. And we haven't run into, or we haven't rolled this yet. Now we did just roll those three. So this rule starts in place tomorrow if it closed below the prior day's low. But we're not going to stress about that today. And we definitely aren't hitting, well, actually, are we out on this? We said we get out at 63. It's currently sitting at 48.94. So we're not there yet. So Etsy stays on with no changes. Now the next step is to look for new trades. It's to look for new trades. So run the screener. This is my screener criteria. We run the screener over here. Remember, only the tech sector and only the energy sector are allowed to be looked at today. Only these two market breadths. We're okay. So if I filter these down, we can filter it right here. Energy and tech. Hit apply. I know, Manny. I'm looking at the clock. I know. So looking at this, so today buy signals are just First Solar, Palantir, and Zoom. Now Zoom I won't take because it's already inside of an order block, an outlier block right here. So there's no room for me. There's no room for me to make any money on this. So I won't take Zoom. First Solar up 9% right now. Crazy move. If we go to the options for First Solar, and we look 18 days is closest to 21, and we look around the 80 delta, there's no liquidity here. I want to see greater than 250. There's no liquidity here. If I go one closer at the 80 delta, there's a bit more liquidity. This one's not bad, except it's $21. So here's the deal. When option prices are really high, they make you go deep in the money. I'm talking way deeper than you would normally to get to the 80-ish delta. And because of that, it has so much intrinsic value that's why it's so expensive. Now, I have a personal limit, and it's just a limit that I put in of $10 per contract, $1,000 a contract. And the reason that I do that is just so I can trade more stuff, right? There's no hard and fast rule. I mean, I might do 1,100 if it looks great, or I might do 990 if it looks great. But that's just a rule, a personal rule that I have, so I can trade more stuff, right? I don't want to have to trade only 3 contracts of something, right? I want to trade 50 contracts of something if I can. Does that make sense? So First Solar, not going to trade because of liquidity reasons. Now let's do the same on Palantir. Oh, great question. If you're going on vacation on Thursday, when do you stop trading? That's a fantastic question. I'm really glad you asked. If you are going on vacation, do not trade. Do not keep trades on while you're on vacation. Take the time, go enjoy your family. Will you miss out on something? Possibly, and that's okay. Just be okay with that, because you don't want, and I've done this and I'll tell you about this, right? We went to Disney World one year, and I remember specifically, I could not focus on being with my family at Disney World because I was stuck on my phone watching my trades wreck me. This was one of the times I was blowing up my account in the middle of it. We went on vacation. Great idea, Chris. And I was just like devastated. I couldn't look up and enjoy myself, because I just looked at my phone the entire time we were there thinking, oh my gosh, I'm losing so much money. And all I had to do was close the trades ahead of time, and I wouldn't have even stressed. So do not trade while you're on vacation. The question is, when do you stop? I would say the last possible minute that you can within your own trading plan, get out. That's when you get out. Let's look at Palantir. So starting on May 30th, 18 days to expiration. If I go the 80-ish delta, we have decent amount of liquidity here. So looking over, I mean, this one's $14. If I go one expiration sooner, 80 delta, 1165 is not bad. I could rock 1165. $1.54 on 1165. Hang on, we might take this. 13%. I'm actually liking this now. The more I look at it, the more I like it. Let's go through our plan. So start with the highest back test. We're done with that. Getting more greedy and fearful in this sector. Let's go to Palantir. Tony, get out. Why are you listening to me on vacation? You got better things to listen to. Okay, looking at Palantir, buy signal in an uptrend, getting less fearful, slightly more greedy. 61.10 yesterday, 61.12 today. The sector is getting more greedy. The sector breadth is okay. It went from 83.28 to 84.18. Let's see if there's any reason I can't get out. 21 days expiration. We went there, but we went one closer. Where'd Trader go? Over here. We started here, but we went one closer. Okay. 250 plus open interest on less than 50-cent bid-ask spread. This is 5 cents. Picking up a little bit while I'm talking. $1.51. We already did the math on here, but we'll do it again. 153 over 1170. 153 by 1170. 13%. I mean, the only rule is because I don't have to trade as many, or I won't be able to trade as many contracts at 1170 versus like a 790. But I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it. I'm getting Palantir. That should make Tom Nash happy. Palantir. All right, get your position size. All right, for me, I can trade a decent amount. Okay. More than I thought I could. All right, so I'll take Palantir. Here, the May 23rd. May 23rd. 108s. Get your position size. And let's see. What is 1172, 1170? Okay. Let's try it. Trying out 1170. Build 1170. All right, I'm in Palantir. Hadn't planned on Palantir, but that one strike was close enough at 1170. I'm okay with that. Like I say, it's not a hard and fast rule. I've still got plenty of contracts. Trade number 1. Bought the 523 Palantir. That was the 108 calls for 1170. Palantir's trading at 154.06 right now. Okay. Mark it on the chart. Oh, that was for solar. Palantir's trading at 118.35 right now. My bad. 118.35. All right. So in Palantir, let me mark up my chart here where I know where I'm going to get out. And that's that easy. And as I mentioned earlier, most of this is just me talking to you. This is a bullish ATR levels. There they are. most of this is me talking to you. It wouldn't normally take this long if I were doing it on my own, but I want to help you out as much as I can. Now listen, we need to go through this real quick because there are no expectations on the trade. Right? Somebody buying Palantir, they might think, oh my gosh, they think it's going to go to the moon. No, not necessarily. I think that my trade setup, and I'm taking the opportunity here, but that doesn't mean that I have a profit target. It doesn't mean that I think it's going to go to $150. That doesn't mean that I'm going to come on YouTube and say, Palantir is going to be $200 by the end of the year. I have no idea. All I have is, right now, this is set up for me, and I will trade it as long as it sets up for me. And that's okay. As long as it sets up for me, and that's okay. Okay, so let's do one other thing, and then I'm going to spend a couple minutes answering your questions, because I don't think I'm going to have any more things to do today. So where am I going to get out on Palantir? Palantir is currently at, that's Etsy. Let me close this one. Palantir is currently at 61 on the heat map. So I would give it a 10-point spread to get out at 71. So sell into strength at 71. That's not 71 on the chart. That's 71 on the heat map. Today's 61, giving it a 10-point spread. The date for Palantir in our Discord, I wrote it down. May 23rd, the 108 calls in Palantir. And it was at trading at 1170 when I bought it. Okay, there we go. I don't have any other things to do today, so how can I help you out? Please forgive me for not taking a look at this earlier. I told you. Why did I write the 9th? Because today's the 12th. Give me a break. I am human. There, I edited it. Yeah. Just give me a hard time, Hans. Okay, so how can I help you out? Please put any questions you have in the chat, and I'll try to answer them. What ATR period do you use? I'd use the default 14. You can use anything. What stocks am I bullish on? The ones that I own. Let's see. Is Tom Nash okay, or another Jeremy? I don't know. Neither one of them are answering me anymore. They have decided to abandon me. Let me scroll up and see if I can find some questions here. What is the best paper trading platform for beginners? Tradier has a paper trading platform. I mean, all of them work, right? I mean, you don't actually need a platform either. You can just do it in a spreadsheet or on a piece of paper, right? Like that's how they did in the olden days. So whatever works for you, right? The real key with paper trading is getting to understand the platform, right? Figuring out what button to click to buy, what button to click to sell, which sounds obvious, but then of course you go and you mess it up if you're anything like me. Brian asked earlier, when rolling, do you just take the mid price as a limit order? That's what I do. Yeah. Now, sometimes you got to bump it down. You saw me earlier talking about, right? It was like 372. I wasn't getting filled. 370 wasn't getting filled. 360 not getting filled. 355. That's where I got filled. That's part of the game, right? I don't know where I'm going to get filled, but I'm not going to put it as a market order. Never do a market order. Ever, 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 ever. You'll get filled at the next price, and it could be awful. Wes says, I only got 355, but I'm as happy as I can be. Golden Ollie says, do you have to get filled for it to go through, like in a single transaction? Does a roll effectively bundle it as so yes, it is one single action. So basically you're just going from A to B. You're moving from this part of the chain to the next part of the chain. Nothing else. And yes, it must be filled in order for that to occur. Now, doing it as two separate trades, you could, but you're going to lose money on the slippage. You're going to have to pay more. Or you're going to lose some when you sell it, and you're going to have to pay extra when you buy it. So when you do it as one trade, it's just a 1-for-1, and usually you can get a lot closer to the mid price. Okay. Amy, are all set up in the PowerPoints and charts available? Yes. So you don't have to join our Discord, but when you join outlier.com, Amy, only if you want to save time, make money, and start winning with less risk, would I go to outlier.com. I'm just saying that's the only reason I would go there. But if you decide that you are ready to save time, make money, and start winning with less risk, and you go to outlier.com, we'll shoot you an email to join the Discord, which should be super helpful. That's how you do it, right? Sign up at outlier.com. We'll shoot you an email to join the Discord. Henry, I recall you said mainly trade your market close, but the Outlier updates are done overnight, right? Would this mean that's a one-day gap of decision making? Yeah, you could look at it that way, but I only trade at the end of the day. That's what fits my lifestyle. That's the most liquidity at the end of every day. So for me, that's the only time of day I even care about prices, right? In fact, when you look at a chart, do me a favor. Tell me what price it was at 10:30. Tell me what price it was at 11:15. Tell me what price it was at 1:45. Probably can't do that. But if you trade at the end of the day, you can get a really good idea of where you got in. Obviously not perfect, but you can have a really good idea of where you got in. Like right now, looking at this Palantir candle, I have a really good idea of where I got in. And that helps me when I'm looking back on the chart to say, okay, I can see where I got in. Versus looking at this candle right here. Where did you get in? Did you get in here at 112? Did you get in here at 117? I don't know. So that's another reason why I like to do it. Jason Thill. When you look at the Outlier 9 to find a stock to buy in, what do you use for a sell signal to get out of the trade? So these are my closing signals here. This is what I look for. Right? If anything on here, if one single thing on here comes up, that's when I get out. Senior Wahoo says, what'd you do decide on T-Tech? I don't know why, but I couldn't get in T-Tech. I tried, but it said it was set to closing orders only. I don't know, so I just moved on. That's weird. I don't know. Jameis. Hi, Chris. Explained Outlier 3.0 and the Outlier 9 yesterday to my 17-year-old nephew. He understood it straight away, and now he can't wait to turn 18 and open up a trading account. That's awesome, dude. You know what? You're doing your job, Jameis. Like I tell you guys, if I help you at all, the way you can pay me back is just by telling other people. If enough people understand what we're doing, we're going to change the world. We're going to change the market. And we're definitely going to make sure that you don't get suckered into these YouTubers who are like, buy AMD at all costs, $75 in this one stock and you'll be a millionaire. Oh my gosh, I can't believe how many people do that kind of crap. $75 in this one stock and you're going to be a millionaire. What are you doing? Shut up. John B says, trading at the end of the day for swings allows you to easily day trade the next AM session and now reset your buying power for the next day without settlement timeframes. Sure, go for it. I need to roll in just a moment. We are meeting the crew for Outlier U. Immediately after this for our equipment check. I'm so stoked. Outlier University starts tomorrow. Can you believe it? We are finally here. Chris. Hey, Chris. What's up, Chris? When setting your stops for an option. Okay. I have to tell a quick Chris story. So this weekend was Mother's Day weekend, and my wife is a foodie. I am not. I don't care about food. I really don't. And she is such a foodie. And she's like, I'm going to go here, and I'll go here, and I'll go here. We probably spent $1,200 this weekend eating out. And like one of the restaurants we went to, the waiter was named Chris. And he's like, hey, I'm your waiter. It was Albernays in Dallas. If you want to look it up, very fancy place. Albernays in Dallas. And so Chris, the waiter, if you hear this and you go to Albernays and you see Chris, say, hey, Chris said hi. And we're like, oh, sweet, another Chris. And we fist bump to each other. And I just left church, so I was wearing my St. Christopher necklace. And I was like, do you have a St. Christopher necklace? And unfortunately, he didn't. So Chris's unite, Chris. Chris's unite. When setting your stops for an option, is there an equivalent to sort out the half ATR of the stock price to its equivalent in the option? I don't know. I mean, it's a great question. I don't know. I don't even stress about what the option price is. The option price will take care of itself is how I look at it. I know that sounds flippant. Flippant meaning like I'm not putting a lot of thought into it, but it's the honest truth. The price of the option will be what the price of the option will be when I close it. How can I change that? I can't. It's like trying to change gravity. I can't change that. Last question is... Here we go. Architect Ray has a fantastic question. How do you input roles in Portfolio Manager? So what I do, Architect Ray, is I leave it on the same line. So example, for DataDog, I don't change the strikes that I bought. The only thing I change is my exit price, where I'm getting out at. I put in the price that I just took for, in fact, let's do it. Let's do this as an example together. So I bought DataDog originally for $8.85. Now, DataDog, we talked about earlier, I rolled it for $5.35. So what I would do is I would go into the column that says credit/debit for the exit price. And I would do, where's this at? $5.35. 535. And then if I wanted to know what my actual P&L is right now, oh, sorry, I thought it was screen sharing. My bad. I would put in 535. And then what I would do is I would add in the price of the option that it is right now, which is the 106. And let's go to DataDog, which is the 106 on May 23rd, or let's say 870. So I put in 535 plus 870. And that would be my exit point, essentially, of if I were trying to price it out. And watch this. You're going to love this. How close is this to the 100 calls? It's within a nickel. It's almost like Chris knows what he's talking about. So it's pretty much that same price. Pretty cool, huh? Pretty cool, huh? All right, listen. I know you're ready to save time, make money, and start winning with less risk, which is why you're going to watch one of these two videos, and I'll see you tomorrow.